Hey, and good evening, amazing people. I wanted to come and speak on this because it's just been heavy in my spirit. A lot of y'all know, and a lot of y'all don't know that, at 16 years old, I tried to commit suicide. I actually did it by taking a bottle of pills, and I had my stomach pumped because of it. And I did it because as a teenager, I've been through a lot and I was in a very dark space at that time. Um what I wanted to say is when this happened to Twitch, when I first heard about it, it just kind of was heavy in my spirit, like, wow. You know what I mean? You think about what is a person battling, to, unalive themselves. Um my condolences and prayers definitely go out to his family. And I just want to bring some awareness. This happens often. We don't know who's walking around that may be related to us, that we may know, somebody at work, that is battling with mental illness themselves, and just don't know how to handle it. They're at their wits' end, and things like that. Um, I see a lot of people advocating for Black men and mental illness and suicide. And that's how you felt, Rob. Okay. I'm sorry you felt that way. And this is why, I come and, I advocate for men like I do, because we don't know what men are carrying. We don't know what they're going through, you know. And then it's like when something does happen, then everybody wants to be concerned. Let's be concerned before something happens. You see what I'm saying? And in this situation, I see a lot of people, advocating for Black men mental health and suicide. But I'm gonna tell you, I seen this before, and then it died out. And that's what, I want to talk about, tonight. This time around, not letting that awareness die out. I feel like the awareness among women is always there, but when it comes to our Black men, it's not. It's not. I see a lot of celebrities, posting about Black men and suicide and things like that. But I don't want, after, you know, Twitch is laid to rest and, everybody goes back to their life and things like that, for us to forget, because we can prevent these kind of things. If we start taking the Black men's mental health more serious, we can help prevent them unaliving themselves. If we create, you know, if we create safe and welcoming environments for Black men to be able to vent and voice how they feel, we can prevent this from happening. I don't have all the answers, but I do have some answers, you know, and it definitely takes a village. But I feel like we have to stop shutting Black men out and shutting them down. We have to stop doing that. I spoke on this before, that, you know, at the end of the day, Black men carry a lot. And I feel like a lot of Black men are like ticking time bombs. They're just walking around with so much on them, no outlets, and it's just all bottled up. It's all bottled up. And when, things get bottled up like that, it's going to come a time where it explodes, where the person just explodes, or they give up, or they feel like they want to, take their own life. I don't want the awareness when it comes to Black men's mental health to stop. It's always like that. It's like everybody's talking about it when, it happens, and then after it dies off. I don't want it to die off, I'm going to try to do what I can, when it comes to black men's mental health, to bring some more, awareness, um, to this. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to try to, help, help black men heal in the mental health area, you know, give black men back their voice, allow black men to vent. They need that. And we have sons, we have nephews, we have brothers, and we have fathers, and we have cousins. And at the end of the day, we love them dearly. And would you want them just walking around here with the world on their shoulders, battling by themselves, not being able to vent, not comfortable talking to anybody because they feel like someone is going to judge them or talk about them, and then they just go and unalive themselves? None of us will want that. None of us will want that. You know, we have to start creating these safe spaces. We have to. It's urgent at this point, and it's not, um it's not a seasonal thing. This is a all the time thing. I've seen so many people posting about it, and I'm just like, keep that energy, please. I want that energy to be kept. Let's continue on. Let's not let the flame go out when it comes to black men's mental health. It's so many suffering now, and I just pray healing over them. It's so many suffering. And if you're listening to me right now and you are someone and you are a black man that is suffering, even if you're a black woman that is suffering, whoever is suffering from mental illness, please don't be afraid to go get help. Please don't be afraid to go and talk to somebody. If you don't have anybody in your family to talk to or friends, go and talk to a counselor or go and talk to a therapist. Talk to somebody. Take care of yourself. Don't let everything build up on the inside of you, on the inside of you, and then you explode. Jocelyn, first they have to accept going to counseling. Well, Jocelyn, I don't agree with that, because black men are handled different than black women. They don't see nothing wrong with us going to counseling, but they see something wrong with black men going to counseling or black men expressing themselves. Stop sitting up thinking a black man is supposed to be strong all the time and, macho. No, they hurt too. They're human. They hurt. They go through stuff just like we go through stuff. We got to start acknowledging that. We have to. Come on, y'all got sons. You wouldn't want your son to unalive himself because he had no outlet, because there were no services available to him, because family was going to talk about him, friends was going to talk about it, people was going to judge him, people was going to call him crazy. You wouldn't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that for nobody. I just don't. It's Jocelyn. It's not that they don't believe in counseling. It's just that black men were just taught to be strong all the time. And counseling in our community is looked at as a weakness, not just for black men, overall. So I think I can't agree with that. I can't agree with, they have to accept going to counseling. I can't agree with that. Not when you sitting up there, raised to not cry, raised to not be emotional, raised to be strong all the time. Josh, I'm well aware if they don't accept it, how can they get help? I'm not saying they're not accepting it. What I'm saying is, why can't we create an environment where they're comfortable doing that? That's all I'm saying. We're not going to sit up here and act like family and friends don't sit up and try to talk about you when you going through something, mental health, whatever. That makes it uncomfortable for people to go and seek help because they're afraid of being talked about. That's why I try to teach people, don't be afraid to be talked about, because people going to talk about you regardless. That's just what they're going to do. You got to do what you got to do for you, and you got to go get some help. It's urgent. It's urgent. And if we can just create, safe environments and be an outlet, we could save a life. We could save a life. I've taken suicide calls where a man was about to jump off the bridge. I took a suicide call where a woman's about to shoot herself. I took a suicide call from a child in middle school. I know firsthand. Me being a survivor of a suicide attempt, and also, being that safe environment for other people to come and speak about what they're going through. I'm definitely knowledgeable. Definitely. Lil Zoom, counseling for what? To be labeled more by the same government that put us in the situation. See how they think, I don't I don't want people to think like that. I want people to heal. I want people to get help. That's what I want. That's what I want. Vicky, my grandsons refused counseling when their mother passed from cancer because they said they knew nothing about their mother, so they could not tell them anything or how they should feel. Yeah. Wow. Okay, Jocelyn, I respect it. I respect it. Missy, it's hard to get help when you feel like it's the end. It's definitely hard to receive help when you already made your mind up. But I'm gonna tell you something. One thing about working with people that feel suicidal, you have two different types of people. You have the person that feels suicidal, but they really don't want to do it. They want to be able to vent. They want some comfort. They want to know somebody cares. And then on the flip side, like you have the person that their mind is made up. They don't want to talk to anybody, you know. Um, yeah, that's basically it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just hope that, we can all contribute to, the mental health when it comes to black men to keep going, you know, and not just die out after, the situation kind of died out a little bit. Like, let's continue to bring the awareness, you know, let's continue to, communicate. True, KD. I spent this entire month thinking about self-deleting and how to go about it. See? I talked to a young man the other day that said he felt the same way. He said he felt suicidal, and I had to remind him, you have a son, that would be terribly hurt if you did that to yourself, you know? And to be honest, he really wasn't trying to hear that. He's like, "Well, you're trying to like use my son to change my mind." And I'm like, I'm not trying to use your son in that way. I'm just letting you know how if you took your life, how you would affect people. How you would affect your son. Your son needs you. But in the meantime, you have to go ahead and get yourself some help, so you'll be able to be, a great father to your son. You definitely have to get some help. Talk about what's wrong, you know? Yeah, true, KD. Don't do it. It's not the way. It's definitely not the way. I promise you, I've been there where I felt like everything I had the world on my shoulders, and I felt like I wanted to commit suicide, and that wasn't the way. It's not the way, and it's not the answer. You have to find another answer, and you have to find another way. I'll be praying for you. I'll be praying for you, definitely. That was all that, I wanted to come and say. I'm just praying that, the mental health awareness when it comes to black men just continues on and becomes stronger, and, black men have a safe space, to be in. But I love y'all. Thank you for joining me tonight while I spread this awareness. And everybody have a good night. Love y'all.